Today we're talking about Sly 3. Sly 3 is going to be out this fall for the PS2. Well, in Sly 3, to recap Sly 2, Bentley was hurt at the end of the game, fighting the latest incarnation of Clockwork, the nemesis to the Cooper lineage. Murray basically felt responsible for what had happened to Bentley, and has actually, over the course of the time passed between Sly 2 and Sly 3, has actually left the gang. Bentley starts this game confined to a wheelchair, but it's not a regular wheelchair. It is a Bentlified wheelchair, complete with traps and bombs and gimmicks and all kinds of things that help him get around. And basically the first thing we got to do is try and get Murray back on the crew. So the story basically begins with Sly learning about a secret family vault. Once he finds out the secret location of this place, he realizes that the location's been compromised. Somebody beat him to the punch, which opens up a whole series of questions. But Sly immediately learns that he's going to need to get a pretty big team together to get into this vault. Once again, in pure Sly Cooper fashion, you're going to go to the four points of the map, all these crazy locations to basically find the best of the best. The thing that's neat about Sly 3 is basically all three of the characters are off on their own. They've all got their own questions that they have of themselves, as well as their relationships with the team. And I think another thing you can be looking forward to is when you get a big group of people together, maybe not everybody's going to get along. There may be a little bit of tension. So it's going to be just a ton of back and forth of differences of opinions, because they're all the best at what they do. So you're going to get a little bit of button heads. But I think that overall, everybody's off on their own adventures. The new Sly's got this really cool combat feature with the finishing moves. His combat's been definitely more enriched. And when you play the game, you'll see the finishing moves are really powerful. They're really a lot of fun. Yeah, there's a really cool feature that we got to make happen in this version of the game, which is a disguise. So Sly, basically, to get past a certain door, get past a guard, he's got to acquire a disguise. And once he puts on the disguise, he completely inherits the personality of the person that he's trying to mimic. There's a bunch more mini games, just like the last game. I think you sort of need to do that with this kind of game. All kinds of different experiences. Today we're showing off a biplane competition where you're flying a biplane around, shooting down other planes. There'll be different vehicles to control, different challenges that way. Sly, the first character from Sly 1 and Sly from Sly 3 are like, this whole thing has been a journey for him. And I think what's cool is that with Sly 2, we really brought his sidekicks into the foreground. And in Sly 3, they take definitely a more forward role.
Good luck, Long.
We need to be quiet, or are we okay? There are...
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for having me.
How's the show going for you guys?
It's been a great show. We are working on our third version of the product. For us at Sucker Punch, it's kind of the culmination of 6 years of work on the franchise. We really think we're delivering a great product this time. Super exciting for us.
Yeah, this is the third one. The first one came out in 2002, was it?
It was 4 years ago, it'll be 4 years this Christmas.
Wow. And so tell us about the storyline in Sly 3.
Sure. Well, at the end of Sly 2, it was kind of a victory for the team, but with some costs. Bentley was pretty badly hurt, and Murray feels really guilty about that because it's kind of his fault that Bentley got hurt. And so we kind of ended it there. And on this story, Murray has kind of really taken the loss of Bentley to heart, and he goes on a spiritual quest to try and forsake violence, and Bentley's confined to a wheelchair. So, the first part of the game is kind of unwinding that whole thing and bringing your team back together. During the journey, Sly finds out about his family's vault. He comes from a long line of master thieves. Whatever happened to all the family fortune? So he learns of the location. They go there as a team, and they're overmatched. And they decide, maybe we need to recruit some specialists to join the team, and together we can unlock the secret of the Cooper family vault. So that's kind of the big story arc that the players get to go through.
And so, how many characters will return versus how many? Like, what's the ratio old characters to new characters?
Well, obviously, Sly, Murray, and Bentley are returning.
Yeah.
The same voice actors, same terrific performers.
That's cool.
And one of the big requests from our fans has been they wanted to play Carmelita, so we had to put our heads together and kind of figure out how we could make that happen. So that's something new, something you can see here at E3. And then another series of characters, maybe we won't be too specific about how many, some new, like the Shaman, also playable here, who's actually Murray's spiritual guru, and he has the ability to control weak-minded people like a lot of the guards in the environments. Actually here, the Shaman's running guards around. And there are other returning characters. I know a lot of people, especially at our studio, we really like Dimitri from Sly 2. Dimitri makes his return. Right here, Carmelita's battling against Mugshot. You might remember him from Sly 1. So it's a really good, I think, combination of some of the old favorites and a bunch of exciting new characters, something that's it's been the hallmark of the franchise for a lot of time.
Excellent. Well, you have a demo. Do you have
we do.
Label?
We're giving these away. I brought this for you.
Oh, excellent.
Sly 3,
right.
the
Lucky
sampler.
us.
We're giving those away at the booth if you're watching this and you're going to be at E3.
You guys watching at home, I mean, you get here fast because these are going to go.
I'm sure they'll be up on eBay, is my guess.
Yeah,
probably already are, so check it out.
We're sitting here and we have 3D glasses.
We do. You got to check these out.
On
That's
the
right.
set.
So this is kind of one of the new features for the game.
All right.
The whole game it's not like we've made a 3D game. I mean, the game has a 3D feature in it though, where you'll get into certain stages and the instructions will tell you, hey, put on your glasses now.
Can you show us how that works?
Yeah, let me load that up while we're doing this. Let's see there. I can see there. So
it's really smart. That,
I'm looking at somebody else. There's where we are. So let's see what we got here. Let me load this up here real quick. Other jobs. So this stage
is a
one,
portion of
and
the game.
if you happen to have 3D glasses at home, you should definitely put them on now. So
put on
I'll
your
do that.
3D glasses and run fast.
For the people at home, it actually doesn't look super freaky if you don't have them on, but if you do, you can actually see the game has a lot of depth. Sly is sort of, it's not just a flat image anymore.
He's really running off into
with the visual style that we
Yep.
have. It kind of accentuates some of the 3D effects.
Wow.
And so we can run down here, and you can. Oh, sorry about that. So you can see, sort of, even in particle effects, they have, the particles have real position in space, and it's just a fun add-on for the game, and it's something where a bunch of the stages, like this one here, are actually designed to take advantage of it, but other stages are unlockable. So, an example is we have a biplane fight in here. And the biplanes are a level that if you achieve a certain kind of level of proficiency, you can unlock the 3D play in there as well.
Oh, wow.
So even areas which weren't
really cool.
specifically designed for the glasses
kind of use it.
We'll take advantage of it.
Oh, that's excellent. Well, why don't you show us some of the regular gameplay, the non-3D or the non.
Like every screen I look at, they change the screen. So the biplanes I mentioned, this is it's in about the third episode of the game. Sly and his gang end up trying to recruit a great pilot, a specific kind of pilot, which I won't go into here, but they're trying to recruit a pilot, so they have to win this Aces dogfighting competition, which I will try and make a go of here. And so this is one of the new mini games. This actually is available in this mode here, and also as a multiplayer feature of the game. One of the big changes from the previous members of the Sly series is that this game supports two-player, both cooperative and competitive multiplayer. We have a Carmelita versus Sly mission where Sly is attempting to steal objects while Carmelita is attempting to hunt him down. I think for us, the thing that's been fun about working on a game like this is just all of the ideas we kind of wanted to get in the game. We finally are in a situation where we've got the characters and the story, everything's all lined up, and we can go ahead and do all those things. So it's really been a great project for the whole team that's working on it.
Well, now what about Sly's attacks? Can you talk
Sly
about
does
that?
have a bunch of new attacks. Let's see if I can. I gotta actually get you to a bunch of. Let's see if I can pull this off. If I know my cheats correctly. Let's see if I can do this right here. Hang on a second. Unfortunately, the cheat code that I need,
Did you
I've
hold
got
on to some of the old attacks as well?
He does. He keeps all his old attacks, and then we'll just play through the drinking contest. That'll get us some of the attacks.
Why not?
So I'd like to caution everyone, this is an E-rated title, so the drinking contest
Okay.
is strictly a lemonade
All right,
drinking
so
contest.
do not
So
try this at
we're not
home
going to be.
unless it's lemonade.
Yeah, that's exactly
Okay,
right.
all right.
So I need to be pushing more buttons here. So
Okay.
you know, and what's going on here is we're in the Outback, one of the locations of that takes place in the Sly 3 universe, and we get challenged to a drinking contest, which hopefully I will be able to defeat. Murray's quite a good drinker, but Bentley, the anchor man here, not exactly the drinking guy. So let's see if we can get Bentley's mug drained here before too long. Come on, Bentley,
right.
please drain. And like any good drinking contest, especially one that the locals lose, it ends up in a brawl because they claim that we've cheated. Bentley spilled all of his drinking instead of actually drinking it, so it'll devolve into a big fight, which is a good chance to show off some of the new combat stuff. For Sly, one of the things that you'll be able to upgrade is his attacks, and so while I'm playing here, I'll try and describe what's going on, but basically you can... here's Bentley, and I mentioned Bentley's in a wheelchair now,
Yep.
and he still has some combat abilities. He's not necessarily the best. Of course, the thing that Bentley has as special is that he can drop bombs. So in our case, our goal is to stay out of trouble and drop a lot of bombs in this stage. Well, that wasn't so good. And if we do well enough at this, then we should be able to get Sly and Murray involved in the fight too, because in a fight like this, we can't just have Bentley alone. He's not exactly he's kind of a lover, not a fighter,
But yet he's built for fighting. I mean, he's a turtle.
All right, so now we switch over and we get to play Murray a little bit. I'm sorry, Sly's second. So in this case, I'll show you that I can kind of charge up and then use like that attack there. That's a new attack. We also have sort of big swirling attacks, multiple levels of all of these attacks with different finishing moves. We'll do a sort of jumping attack there. Sorry, I missed him. Also, there you can see one of his new attacks. A whole new set of particle systems for the game. The engine's been revised to really kind of push some of the effects in terms of adding style and personality to it. Now we'll switch over to Murray and see if we can't do a little combat. Of course, this is Murray's strength, so for Murray, this is all good. Murray's particularly good at picking up guys and throwing them at stuff. So let's see if we can knock somebody down and pick them up here. And chuck him into the fire, smash him down. Oh, Murray took a little beating there. Sorry about that. So anyway, it's kind of a good combination of upgraded for the core team, and then I mentioned new guys, and so let's not do a two-player. We'll do Carmelita Justice. This is bringing back Mugshot as a villain. Not really a true boss, but a member of the story and somebody you get to interact with. And here's our Carmelita, and she, of course, is a cop who has, significant part in all the Sly Cooper series. And in this job, she's been baited into attacking Mugshot by the. Oh, they keep changing the screen on me. She's been baited into a fight with Mugshot as an attempt to distract Mugshot. So this is one of the ways that we can bring in a member of the. Bring somebody into gameplay who isn't strictly a member of the gang, which is very different for us.
Yeah.
So, and it's it's like a range attack for her, and of course, jumping is her big feature. So, she's always going to be very athletic in the way she moves and things like that. Let's see what else I've got for you.
Now, it's mission based, right?
It is. It's an episodic story, and really. For us, we always call them jobs. There's all these jobs you have to accomplish in order to move the story forward. Here's a level where Sly's in an enchanted forest, and the jumping abilities of all the characters are dramatically enhanced. So here I'm going to try and make an attack on this guy. I'm using Sly's sort of abilities in terms of being able to land on points, and he's got to avoid these attacks, and then sort of make contact with the in this case the prince. So just a really different look for us.
Yeah.
Something that you haven't seen in prior Sly 3 or Sly games. There's part one of I missed my landing. Sorry about that. So we make a couple of hits on him here, and then we'll get to do a little bit more of a hand-to-hand combat attack scenario against him.
We have a ton of questions coming in. This one is from Stuart Allen in England, and he says he has astigmatism and can't use 3D glasses. Will this affect his gameplay experience?
Well, we clearly understand that for some people the 3D effect won't be something that works for them, and so it is certainly an optional feature. You can turn it off. The levels are super playable. In fact, it's something that we've really worried about as a design team to make sure that everybody can enjoy this game. Whether you have some people just don't find the glasses particularly appealing, and it would never be something that you are required to do. But if the show floor at E3 is any sort of measure for us, it's a super popular feature. I think people really like it more as a break from the main gameplay than as something they're going to do for 5 hours at a time. So I think people will really enjoy it.
Nick Z in Hong Kong wants to know if the 3D glasses will be be included in the game pack.
They will. I mean, and it's a little bit. He's in Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
So I'm not sure. Which territory ships into Hong Kong. For Nick, but in the U.S., we are confirmed that we're shipping glasses. They're not exactly these glasses. You actually punch them out and assemble them yourself, and these look a little bit like the Sly logo, and the actual glasses look more like Sly's mask that he wears.
Okay.
And they will be packed in the U.S., and it's our expectation that it'll be packed in all the territories, but some of the details of that still have to be worked out with the manufacturing people.
Okay. John Latorra in New York wants to know, can you upgrade your moves and any additional weapons?
Yeah, some of the power-up moves that I showed Sly doing are actually upgrades from his basic attack set. In addition, there are unlockables or upgrades in the biplane, different weapons, potentially even different vehicles that are available. So, a lot of attempt at depth. For people who played Sly 1 and then Sly 2, on Sly 1 we had the Master Thief challenges, which were a really big part of, for more hardcore gamers, ways to get value. And we've really gone and looked hard at the Sly experience and looked at ways to bring tons of replay opportunities, not just unlockable 3D, but hey, I want to play that dance again, but I want to do it with a perfect score. I want to try and get a perfect score, and I want to get a reward for that. I want to play the House of, the big jumping game, but I want to do it that perfectly, or I want to do it with some special constraint. And we've really looked at pushing as much as possible, unlockable, lots of replay value. There's multiplayer for 2 people to play together. So I think it's a super value package.
Great.
We're just unbelievably excited.
Well, thank you so much. A lot more questions, but it looks like we have to go. It's all the time we have. If you're here, go check it out. It's playable at your booth.
At the Sony booth. Please
Playable
come
at the
see
Sony
us.
booth, and it'll be out
this fall.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Best of luck with it. And now we're going to see what Rich has cooking up for us. Rich?